Hey, what is going on, guys? We got a top 10 video coming out for you today, and I know you might be saying, whoa, bro, what is this? What are you doing? You've never uploaded this kind of content before. Well, I guess I kind of have. I've uploaded, what, 2 top 5s before, way back in the day. We don't talk about those anymore. They're unlisted videos. But recently, I've been really just kind of bored. There's not many games out to play right now. I mean, I guess there's Valorant, but I've just really been playing a lot of zombies. You know, the zombies community has been coming back to life, and I figured, hey, you know, why not? Let's just make some content with that. And if you guys are wondering why there's a new camera angle here as well, don't worry, it's the same. I'm just simply standing up, got the camera pointed up. Why not? New content, new camera angle. Before we get any more off topic, today we got top 10 point weapons coming at you guys. And starting at number 10, we have the LCAR-9 from Black Ops 3. Now, it might be a little bit surprising seeing a Black Ops 3 weapon on here very first. I know Black Ops 3 is the game where every single gun is good and any gun can take you to around 100. But realistically, non-pack-a-punch, the LCAR-9 is a pretty solid point weapon for Black Ops 3. It's one of the weaker weapons. It's pistol, so you got good mobility. It's on the normally in the second room of whatever map you're playing on. So it's always there. It's always readily available. It's always going to sit there and, you know, do pretty good for you until about round 6 where it starts dropping off. And from there, you know, you can really just use it to stack points for a few rounds. Now, if you're going to say here a question, if you're going to put the LCAR-9, why isn't the RK5 here? Well, simply, I put the LCAR there instead because it's just got more ammo. Now, granted, it's not a whole lot of ammo, but I think it's enough to the point where the LCAR-9 would just be a little bit better compared to the RK5, so you'd have to run back, buy ammo, and then, you know, continue gaining points. Really, the two are a little bit interchangeable, but I just decided to put the LCAR-9 on here. I think it's a gun that doesn't get enough love in the zombies community, and it comes in at number 10. Now, coming down to our number 9 spot is going to be an Origin-specific weapon, a great piece of machinery that we honestly didn't get to see enough of in zombies, and that is the Scorpion Evo. Origins did great with introducing a few new ARs and SMGs to us, and I really think the Scorpion shines on this map. Not, you know, it's not outshining everything else. It's not a gun you're probably going to want to take up to the high rounds, but it is a great point weapon on low rounds and even serviceable up into the late round 20s, early round 30s when pack-a-punched. The Scorpion carries a ton of ammo in his pocket with 32 in the magazine, and not to mention has a ridiculously high fire rate to the point where you can still get enough bullets out in enough time to kill zombies while still gaining a ridiculous amount of points. On the lower round, you can get through a few rounds with this. Once you get to around 15, 16, you know, the gun's going to start to fall off a little bit. It's going to run out of ammo too quick. But it has a great pack-a-punch. You can still use it even afterwards into later rounds. While I do think the Scorpion is a great point gun, I don't think it's great enough to shine above a lot of other guns. I think it comes in solid at number 9. Now, moving down to number 8 is going to be yet another Black Ops 3 weapon, and this one here is going to be the VMP. Now, the VMP, again, just like with the LCAR-9, I'm going to say this one's pretty interchangeable with the Vesper as well. Both weapons are generally a third-room weapon that you can find on any Black Ops 3 map. They cost about the same amount of points. They're going to have a high fire rate with some pretty low damage. While I feel like, for some reason, the Vesper gains you more points, statistically looking at the two weapons, the VMP has way more ammo than the Vesper and has actually lower damage. And obviously, with the less damage, you're going to be putting more bullets into zombies, which is going to be getting you more points. The VMP is going to do you pretty good until about round 10. It's going to be gaining points above round 5. And then once you get into the teen rounds, it's really not going to be the best. It's going to be getting you a lot of points. And even upgraded, it's going to be serviceable up into the early round 20s. I really wouldn't recommend taking it past that, despite the fact that it's Black Ops 3. And again, like I said, anything could take you to around 100. I think the VMP is a pretty solid weapon to put here. It's going to do exactly what you want it to do in zombies, especially on lower rounds. But moving down to the number 7 spot, we're going to have the MP5 from Black Ops 2. Now, the MP5 was really the solid weapon. It was always there for you in Black Ops 2, up until Buried. Now, the MP5 left us in Buried, unless I'm just completely spacing it. I swear that gun is not on that map. Feel free to correct me in the comment section if it is. But the Buried, we said goodbye to the MP5, same on Origins, but realistically before then, that was really your go-to wall weapon. Early rounds, you've opened a couple doors, you're out of pistol ammo, you don't want to buy the M14 or the Olympia. Generally, the MP5 is what you went for. And the gun, again, being an SMG, has its high fire rate, it's got a pretty good clip size, good, okay pocket ammo, I think it's a bit too low for me personally. But with it being an inexpensive wall weapon and racking up points for you, you're going to be able to go back and buy that ammo without, you know, losing too much profit. I think it comes in solid as your type of, you know, run-of-the-mill. You're starting to get towards those better point weapons here at number 7. And then moving down onto number 6, we're going to have the AKU from, I guess, Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 2. I'm kind of excluding the Black Ops 3 one solely because, well, it's got all its attachments, and again, the gun's in Black Ops 3. It's got Double Tap 2.0. It can take you to however many rounds you want it to take you to. But looking at the Black Ops 1 AKU specifically, it's there for you on every single map again, just like the MP5 was in Black Ops 2. It's generally another third, fourth room wall weapon that's always there. It's solid, and that sound the AKU gives off, man, is just, ooh. Black Ops 2 somehow lost that. I don't know how. The AKU was generally the weapon you got as you got closer to round 10. You run out of pistol ammo. You may not be at the box sets. You're like, hey, let's go with old reliable. Well, sticking with the AKU. It was serviceable for quite a few rounds up until around round 15, I'd say. But even still before, it's doing great for you. It's getting points because it's not the strongest weapon in the world. Not to mention, it doesn't have the worst ammo count in the world. It did better in Black Ops 2, but it gave it a little bit more ammo. It also had a box variation in Black Ops 2 with an extended clip where instead of getting 20 base from like you would off the wall, you get 30 in the clip instead. And not to mention, I mean, AKU, it's just a classic weapon, and once you pack punch it, it gives you that nice, crisp AK-74 FU2 variant. Great gun, pretty nostalgic. I think it's solid at number 6. Now coming in at number 5 is going to be our third yet final Black Ops 3 weapon, and that is the Weevil. The Weevil is just that nice, crispy gun where when you're on about round 8 and you spin it and you get it out of the box, it's just like, yeah, I'll take it. The gun's just got a great clip size of 50. It's got a bunch of pocket in with, I believe, 350. Not to mention, it also has that high fire rate paired up with the huge rounds, so you can just sponge zombies with bullets and they're just going to sit there, take them, but you're still killing zombies while gaining all of these points. The gun just does work on low rounds, not to mention, again, Black Ops 3, you can pack-a-punch this thing, double pack it, it's still going to do great for you on higher rounds. Even in the early round 20s on Black Ops 3, with this thing pack-a-punched, it's still taking a bit, it's still getting you great points at killing zombies up in the higher rounds. I think it's a good number 5 pick. It's the great, middle road of not being a great point weapon, but not being complete garbage. It's getting some of the things you need to be a good point weapon there, but it's still just missing a few. Now, coming down to number 4 is going to be one of the most iconic weapons in all of zombies, and that is the MP40. The MP40 is in every
Treyarch
Call of Duty game, and it is great in every single
Treyarch
Call of Duty game. You can pack punch this thing and use it up in the later rounds, but realistically, especially the World at War version, it is a great early round point builder. Now, me personally, my favorite MP40 is the World at War version. I absolutely adore it. I think it's got the best sound and just the best feel. It's just got that gritty, iron World War II feel. But a lot of people might be looking at me here saying the MP40, even the World at War version, is great. And people might be like, hey, yo, where's the Thompson at? And Thompson, I love you, but I'm sorry. The MP40 is just better by being worse. The MP40 in World at War is statistically the weakest SMG you can purchase in the game, while also carrying the most ammo from an SMG, excluding the PPSH. Not only is it an inexpensive wall weapon on World at War and Black Ops 1, but in the World at War, you can actually spin this weapon out of the box as well for even less points. I mean, there's really no downside to purchasing this weapon, no matter how you get it. Now, moving into the top 3, this, I think, really is where it gets... This is where I think it gets good, and a lot of people might disagree if you're not, already disagreeing with the rest of the list. But coming in at number 3 is the M1927, otherwise known as the Tommy Gun. Now, the Tommy Gun was introduced to us on arguably one of the greatest maps in Zombies history, Mob of the Dead. The gun would then go on to return to us in Origins, and in Black Ops 3's Revelations and Chronicles maps, and I think it's even in Black Ops 4 as well. But with the Tommy Gun being such a good point wielder, it's statistically, again, not that great of a weapon. Looking at Black Ops 2, this Tommy Gun really doesn't do a whole lot of damage. The real thing that makes it still good and a viable weapon to use is its high ammo count and high fire rate. The Tommy Gun holds up to, I believe, 400 bullets non-pack-a-punched, and this gun is able to spit out bullets so fast that it's going to kill zombies while still getting you a ridiculous amount of points. You can use the gun into slightly higher rounds. Around 17, I would say, is when the non-pack-a-punch version really starts to fall off. Like around 14, 15, you're going to notice the gun's taking a little bit longer to kill zombies. You're running out of ammo a bit quicker, but it's still viable. Before round 20 on Mob of the Dead and Origins, I seriously recommend pack-a-punching this weapon. Not only does it give it that little bit of damage it needs and boost its ammo capacity even more, but it just gives it that nice, crisp name of the Speakeasy. Now, why? Don't ask me, but for some reason in Black Ops 3 and Black Ops 4, they decided to change that to the Untouchable. Just doesn't really feel the same. I mean, I guess it's the same gun, but the name just, it throws it off. It was just, the Speakeasy was just such a good pack-a-punch name for that weapon. But going down to number 2 is going to be our only Black Ops 4 gun on this list, and that is the SOG. Now, real quick, I know Black Ops 4 introduced us to a new point system midway through its life cycle that really nobody liked and shouldn't have been implemented in the first place. But realistically, if you were to take the SOG and put it into a different game without that point system or remove the new point system from Black Ops 4, this gun shredded in all of the right ways. This gun, while not having the biggest clip size, had a huge ammo capacity of 252. Not to mention, it was a first to second room wall weapon. The gun, while not doing the, most significant amount of damage, it once again had the same thing that a lot of these really good wall weapon or point weapons are having, and that's still having the fire rate and ammo capacity to still kill zombies while gaining points. Because, I mean, realistically, if we were just looking at points overall, we'd have all the starting pistols in here. Because past round 5, you could just spray them into the legs of zombies and bam, you're rich on round 5. But the SOG, you could sit there, you could take it for a few rounds, probably not too far past round 10 realistically. By then, you're really looking for other options because this gun, it's kind of a pea shooter. But on those early rounds, hitting headshots and upper body shots, you're gaining points, you're killing zombies, you're going through the rounds, you're getting rich. You know, like a year ago when the new point system wasn't here. But not only can you purchase this on the wall, not only does it have this great ammo capacity that shoots peas that can get you the points you need, you can spawn in with this weapon. The first ever SMG you can spawn into a game with. I know, it sounds crazy. Sure, Black Ops 3 you could spawn in with the RK5. This game you can spawn in with the SOG. I mean, no one chose it because they chose to spawn in with the MOG or the Stripe instead. But still, great point weapon. Now, before we go on to our number 1 spot and what I think is the number 1 point gun of all time, I've got a few honorable mentions. Now, there's a few, I'm going to order them by, games and when they came out. The first honorable mention I have here is the FAMAS from Black Ops 1. Now, the FAMAS being a point weapon is kind of sad. It's an AR that is competing with pistols and SMGs for points. Not to mention, it has no ammo. Even Pack-a-Punched, no ammo. You're not getting through a full round with that thing unless you're on round 5. The other 3 Black Ops 1 weapons are kind of all in the same category and they're all there for the same reasons. That's the MP5K, the MPL, and the Spectre. The MP5K and the MPL, really, they're the same weapons, except the MP5 is further into the map. You just choose which side you want to go to get whatever one. Realistically, they don't have enough ammo to last you. You're not going to be making much of a profit going back to buy ammo for the gun just to shoot out 4 clips total to buy ammo again. Same with the Spectre. The gun, you get 4 clips total, and it's a box weapon. That ain't lasting you very long. Black Ops 2, the 2 honorable mentions I have from that game are going to be the B23R and the Mini Uzi on Mob of the Dead. Now, you might be looking at me kind of crazy. You might have thought the Mini Uzi was going to be number 1. But I don't think so. I don't even think it gets to make it on the list. I think it definitely deserves credit. It's not a bad gun by any means. But it's only on Mob of the Dead, and it is just vastly outshined by all of the other weapons on the map. Especially the M1927 and all the other guns you would just rather have. There's just too much of a weapon variety on Mob of the Dead for me to think, hey, let's buy an Uzi on round 18. Okay, round 18 might be a bit of an exaggeration, but by the time you're getting all the way down there on that map, especially if you're playing with multiple people, it's going to be about round 12. You're not looking to buy the Mini Uzi because you've probably found the box already and got an AK-47. The B23R, most people might be kind of confused about that one as well. I don't think it holds enough ammo. It's really not going to do much for you, and it's outshined actually by the number 1 weapon on this list on almost every map except Transit. Transit is its one bright spot. Getting that thing when you're in the bus is a savior. It's generally the first weapon almost everybody buys playing that map. And as long as you're with the bus, you're going to be able to buy ammo and you're going to gain points. Shooting out of the back of the bus at all the zombies chasing after you, getting off of whatever stop, coming back in the bus, buying ammo again. It's solid, but it's really only used on Transit. But coming down to the number 1 spot, I think this personally is the best point weapon in all of zombies. It's the PDW on Black Ops 2. The PDW is with us from beginning to end. It doesn't leave you like the MP5 does. It's staying there. It's with you the whole time. It is old reliable. This gun has literally everything you need to be a point gun. It's a wall weapon. It has a high ammo capacity. It's got a fast fire rate to still kill zombies that are in front of you. And it's on every single map in the game it's tied to. It is literally the perfect gun. Not, overall when we're talking about perfect guns, but for point building, I think it's the best. Out of ammo? No problem. Just go buy more, because you probably just got 5,000 points from its 300 bullets shooting into a horde. Got a zombie in front of you? Don't worry. It has a high enough fire rate and enough ammo in its clip to get that zombie out of your way up until about round 18. Not to mention, Pack-a-Punching this gun gives it a bit of a power boost, but not something insane to the point where it's going to be killing zombies, but after about round 25, you're still getting points with this thing, and you have a bunch more ammo to do it with. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and leave the video there, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know if you had any, altercations to my list, any problems, anything you want to change. Go on ahead and let me know down in the comments. A lot of people might look at this and think, man, this is a pretty weird list, but this is just personally what I think, I haven't really seen a whole lot of point gun weapon type videos. I thought, hey, I don't know what to do. I'm really into zombies again right now. Let's make some content on it. I figured, hey, top 10 is always safe in the zombies community. But anyways, yep, that's going to go ahead and do it for me. Let me know if you guys want to see more top 10s for me. Leave me some ideas. I'll probably do a few more in the future just because I already have a few ideas for other ones just to do. They're pretty easy to do. It's fun going and getting the gameplay, replaying all the old games to just use, feel, and see how the guns actually do perform. It makes me change my list a little bit. But anyways, yep, that's going to go on ahead and do it for me. And yeah, see you in the next one.